This is your host, SP the Artist. Welcome to the sixth episode of the Tell It Like It Is Hip Hop News Reaction Podcast. What? Trippie made up with XXXTentacion and 6ix9ine? Who'da thunk it? Stay tuned. Welcome to the sixth episode of the Tell It Like It Is Hip Hop News Reaction Podcast. This is your host, SP the Artist, signing in, and I want to get straight to it. Today, we're going to be talking about, Trippie making peace, which is something I feel, he should have done. We should be focusing on, progressing and moving forward, and instead of just entertaining through pettiness. And also I'd like to definitely touch on, a good topic, and that is alpha and beta, which I don't think that there's a such thing as, alpha male or alpha female or beta male or beta female. I think there's just the mindsets. And also, just, wanting people to kind of stick with what's for them more instead of being concerned about things that, they're truly not into. And also guys, remember to like, subscribe and share these videos. And also hit the notification bell so you can be updated whenever I, post a new, episode. Anyway, I want to get into it today. I'm not going to talk long. I just wanted to touch on, like I said, the importance of, and like I want to keep it clear. I'm not on any kumbaya stuff. Like I said, conflict is good at times. Pressure creates diamonds. Conflict, a lot of times when issues are aired, a lot of honest conversations happen. So I definitely don't want to be an advocate of everyone just throwing a piece and not really dealing with issues in a healthy and honest manner. I just feel as though conflict can only entertain but so much. At some point we're going to need some consistent good music. And there are a lot of different challenges that are facing artists today in terms of streaming, politics, and all of this. So I just wanted to start off by saying that was a good thing, a great example that Trippie showed. I can't say that we can guarantee that there won't be any more issues between these guys or anyone else, but there's always going to be some. But I just feel like it's just a good example, especially with a lot of artists now, fighting certain cases, man, and in some cases fighting for their lives in terms of Rallo and his situation. I hope that, that works out if he's actually innocent in this. And that's pretty much it. All I want to say on that. So, I tip my hat to Trippie, and the others. Also, I have to say 6ix9ine and Casanova squashing that beef. I just think that is, that's great for Brooklyn. And I think it's great for New York hip hop overall. I'm not saying that New York is about to be the second coming of Atlanta. I feel like New York has already put down a foundation that cannot be denied and influences the culture in general. And just because, Atlanta has been reigning as far as having more, pop and acts come out as of, the last couple decades doesn't mean that we can write off New York. And I feel like New York camaraderie is just good, for the culture in general. And like I said, while it may not be the second coming of an Atlanta or what New York used to be, I feel like it's just still the hub, in my opinion, of hip hop culture. And also I just feel like it just sets a better, example. I feel like there's a lot of talent in New York as well. And there's going to be a lot more acts coming out of it. You can't write any one section of anywhere off. I'm excited to see even new hip hop music coming out of Baltimore City, in the DMV area. So like I said, it's a lot of great music. I love to see when people, are kind of getting along, even if they're tolerating. Everybody's not going to always agree, but when we're not focusing on the pettiness and we're literally putting our energies and pushing the culture forward, agreeing to disagree or having healthy battles and healthy arguments and discussions. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, off that, I want to, also touch on the alpha, beta thing. I feel like that's a discussion that is relevant to hip hop and relevant to the human, condition, in general, meaning it affects us, another. Like I said, I talk about what I love, which is hip hop, but also how it relates to us. You know, as I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm not a media personality. I'm not connected to the entertainment industry as of yet. I say that to say that I'm just a fan and I can relate to the human experience. I know a little bit more about the little we do know as far as the human mind and the human condition. And it fascinates me, and any, information that I feel like that is a breakthrough for me, I know is a breakthrough for all of us, and I like to share it and bring it to the forefront. Okay, basically, you know, you hear talks about alpha and beta and all of this, male, alpha, female, beta males. There's really no such thing as that. It's only mindset. There's an alpha mindset and there's a beta mindset. And in my opinion, I feel like what falls under the beta mindset is someone who has small self-image issues, who feel as though they have to please other people in order to be accepted or relevant. And the alpha mindset is someone who is, much more self-confident, has a great self-image, who doesn't, live to please because they understand that that's irrational. That's not accurate thinking to try to even do so. And that's, like I said, you don't have to be, religious, but the serenity prayer hits on that. And I think it's very healthy. And in terms of mental health, I believe that that's one of the markers of mental health, not being too concerned of what others think and just simply being willing to do the right thing for yourself that doesn't violate the right of others, to be able to have the courage to do things of that nature. I think it's also very beta, to tear someone down in hopes of, bringing yourself up. In any case, no one is perfect. I mean, that same narrative keeps, but I'm better than you because, my finances are better, or my relationship or my marriage is working and yours isn't. All of that is bullshit. We all have, temporary, ups and downs, you know, peaks and troughs, you know what I'm saying? Highs and lows, ebbs and flows. We all go through those fluctuations. It's just that, are we going to be sensible and allow it to evolve us, or are we going to allow it to, destroy us, you know, because we're in the driver's seat no matter what. And the reason why I say, alpha and beta, because I think it is more alpha to be more self-aware and in the moment, not worried about a past or a future. And, you know, a lot of times people will poke fun at your past and it kind of hopes to poke fun at your future at the same time. So you have some sort of irrational worry that you developed about, you know, how well you're going to do because you didn't do something well. Totally forgetting all of your breakthroughs and all of the success stories that you've had, that many of us have as human beings. Anyway, I just want to say, just check yourself when you find yourself calling, oh, that's alpha male, beta female, or whatever. No, it's simply mindset. And I say that to say anyone who has cognitive functionalities can improve their mindset. And I definitely am going to be talking about that more in episodes to come. All right. So I'm going to end that. So just keep that in mind, people, that alpha and the whole beta thing are mindsets. It's not about a person. Anyone can shift their mindset and improve their thinking and improve their behavioral habits. Any one of us can do it. And I encourage that. I would rather much see a guy that's out there beating on his, woman, and I'm not an advocate of woman beaters. Stop, you know, and begin to behave in a better manner rather than be pumped that he is incorrigible and can't be helped. No, I just feel like anybody that's doing something crazy should kind of like think about, the rights and others of the will of others that they're violating, and even themselves, and correct it. That's what I'm an advocate for. I'm, not so much pointing fingers and showing someone how they're not perfect, because we all are not perfect. I just feel like we should just simply set better examples. And I think that's the very alpha thing to do, to really set examples, and just focus on improving ourselves, because we can't control anything other than that. Which leads me to the next situation, which I want to touch on briefly. I don't want to get too deep, but there's a problem going on, and I'm going to say it's a problem with streaming services, namely Spotify, and how they're restricting particular artists who may have said something offensive, have some charges that's not in good standing, take them off their main, playlist, which actually creates a lot of awareness for artists. They're saying it's the new radio, the digital radio even, streaming. I just want to say this. First off, as a disclaimer, I'm not an advocate of abuse of men, women, children, or animals at all. If someone has currently done something, I feel like we shouldn't champion them. If they haven't dealt with certain issues, I feel like we'd get better music. I feel if artists will deal with their psychological or whatever issues they may have. So I'm not an advocate of just because someone is able to put together a great song, not dealing with the realities of a current problem they may have. But I take issue with anyone that may have been a convicted felon from their past and who has made a great turnaround in their life and is using music as a way of, doing constructive and productive things. That's all I take issue with. And the solution I have for artists is, and I heard someone else, I think it was academics. Like I said, I'm always going to give credit where credit is due. I feel like he's on the right path, which I feel like Jay is also on. And I know that Jay himself is not a convicted felon, but he has, some friends that were convicted felons who's turned their lives around. So I'm pretty sure he's not for removing people's, from particular playlists and stuff due to particular charges. I believe that he's not a supporter of violence against women, children, or sexual abuse against women, children, or men, or whatever. Like I said, I feel like we should not champion that, especially if someone is not willing to face that they have a problem and get help for themselves. But a solution I feel like everyone should look into is, using, and I might be just saying something and I might not, know everything that I'm talking about, but from the little bit that I do know, Amazon Web Services, I know that they allow you to use their servers, and a lot of companies are, and I believe Netflix are using, Amazon Web Services. I feel like, artists need to invest in that in their teams, into their own streaming platforms. And some people say, yeah, but Spotify has, a network of this many people. Well, you can create those too. And I just want to say this, rappers, musicians alike, you can, like I said, create your own streaming services or partner with other artists, just like how, Jay-Z is doing with Tidal, and create your own streaming services. And that's why I'm getting into the focus on what's for you. If a person that does something that you really don't really care for and it's not for you, simply don't support their music. You can't tell people who don't have a problem with whether or not they should, support their music. Everyone has different ethos, belief systems, and all of that. No one agrees. That's why we have religious, non-religious. It's just all types of things. And even though we, as far as our moral high ground that we take in our beliefs and all of that may not align with someone who may be a misogynist or a racist, there are those groups of people that exist that we have to accept that are not going to turn around and start holding hands and agree with our agendas either. So it is going to come down to, people's free will. And that's what I feel like it should be. So, I feel like artists, you should get together with your teams, invest in your own streaming services for yourself, and also use direct response marketing. And I wanted to say that was the most important thing I wanted to drop. Use direct response marketing, guys, whether you're doing, mailing campaigns, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the media, use direct response marketing to target your particular audience, the audience that is into your music, and to continuously keep awareness. Keep running ad campaigns for yourself in magazines, digitally, mail, in every means. Multi-channel, direct response marketing is what I'm saying that you guys should look for as far as your marketing teams, guys. General marketing, it does not work anymore. So you definitely want to get targeted, but you want to keep these cycles going, and a lot of money that you're making, reinvest and let it be your ad spend, for ad dollars. To keep that awareness out there, guys. You want to be omnipresent. Don't allow one, organization's network to be the end all be all for you. Create it using direct response marketing. Look into that. There's a lot of marketing platforms out there that can help you with this. I believe, I'm not sure if VaynerMedia, owned by Gary Vaynerchuk, if that's exactly the type of marketing that they offer. I kind of believe that they do because they're smart, but there's just a lot of, marketing giants out there that could offer their services. You have guys like Dan Kennedy. You have guys like Frank Kern, Russell Brunson, with ClickFunnels. I feel like rappers should have funnels as well. Not just us marketers. Rappers should have them. And I want to say that because I don't like the narrative that's being pushed that anybody who's made any types of mistake should be pulled from playlists. Do I believe that people who are currently abusing and harming people should not be rewarded for that and should be really dealing with their issues now? Yes, I do. But for people that have made mistakes in their past and who was really trying to push forward and do something positive and using music as a constructive and a productive vehicle, I feel like they shouldn't have anybody who is really not for them stepping on their toes. And I want to say this, stick to what's for you. Even anyone creating anything, focus on the fans that are for you. Fuck the haters. You know what I'm saying? Just seriously, like I said, there is no right or wrong in my opinion, just different belief systems. But I feel like as long as they're not violating the will and the right of others, it's fine. So I feel like it's still criminal in my opinion to try to, have some sort of control and stop someone, because guess what? One person making a bad decision and their lives are still connected to a lot of other good people. And those good people shouldn't be punished just because someone has made a mistake if they're willing to correct themselves and to make better decisions moving forward. And so I feel like that is an answer, guys. Figure out how to put together your own streaming platforms. I'm pretty sure, Amazon Web Service could really help with that. I feel like, more tech people, you should hire more tech people, guys, on your team. Some marketing people, like I said, direct response marketing. That'll be a way to really get your name out there. Use it. Fuse direct response marketing with hip hop culture. A hip hop's not just a marketer and someone selling products and things should have a sales funnel. You should have an awareness funnel, create it. Partner with ClickFunnels, make yourself omnipresent, guys. Don't allow being removed from Spotify's streaming list to take you out of existence. Anyway, I'm wrapping up the 6th episode. This is SP the Artist signing out. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment on my videos. And guys, I want to really tell you, really comment if there's any news that I didn't touch on or whatever, and you feel like there's something currently going on that I may have missed one week. Hit me up in the comments and let me know. I only want to have discussions on things that interest you guys. Anyway, this is SP the Artist signing out. Have a great week.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.